Not much in this world separates people quite like Roblox games. Not everyone agrees on the same thing, as multiple people like different genres, but if someone were to ask me what my favorite Roblox game is, I'd have to say... And there goes all my credibility. But for real though, there's like no Roblox game that I can think of that reeks with as much quality as... There's just no game I can think of on this platform that reeks with as much quality as this game. This game was released back in 2019 and it's been going strong ever since. Well, strong. What in the hell is that? I really just want to show off this game and why I like it so much. I think before I explain why I like this game so much, I should first iterate, you know, how the game works. Over here is the survival section, where you and anyone can join up to 4-player servers of any map that is shown in rotation. This little section over here is level lock to level 25 and up. A reason for the level lock is because it contains challenge areas like Pizza Party, Badlands 2, Polluted Wastelands, which all can be located in the spawn area. Pizza Party and Badlands are unique in the fact that they give you a unique tower upon completion. Polluted Wastelands only gives you a skin crate. It's really just there for a challenge on. The survival tower is usually where you go to if you want to have a more private match with your friends. This isn't really important, but there's a special event going on with the whole winter vibe, Krampus's Revenge. Most of the time when there's an event, there will be a Battle Pass-esque system. It's free, mostly. And basically you kill special zombies and they will drop a currency of some random amount, and collecting enough of it nets you free cool rewards that are limited time, so, you know, going to your inventory shows you everything you need that is tower related, whether it be skins or the towers themselves. Every tower can be seen, but all must be unlocked except for these two. These two are very specific exceptions as you start off with them. Towers are listed off in 5 sections: beginner, intermediate, advanced, hardcore, and exclusive. Starter towers are bare bones towers, except for this one. Intermediate is when the towers get a bit more interesting, and advanced is where all the mostly, you know, great towers come into play. Hardcore are towers that can only be bought with a special currency, gems, which can only be obtained in the hardcore game. Exclusive towers are usually subjugated to event towers, you know, towers that can only be won from certain events, such as the one that is going on right now. In the shop, you can buy skins. It's really just kind of a random selection, and usually there's going to be 1 or 2 that you can purchase with Robux. And also this little section over here is kind of useless because you can view all the crates via your inventory. You can also buy emotes. They really don't do anything except make your character just do something. But enough yapping, I'm just gonna actually get into the game now. And here is the survival map selection screen. You are given a choice of 4 maps, and if you don't like the current selection, you can press this little button down here to veto and get a new selection. There's also, for VIP members, a map override system, which lets you select any map of your choice. You can also change your towers from here as well. I'm going to go on one of the more iconic maps in this game, 4 Seasons, and I'm going to explain more when I get there. On being booted into the map, you are given a selection of 3 difficulties: normal mode, molten mode, and fallen mode. All technically increasing the difficulty, though due to slight oversights of the devs, molten mode is easier than normal mode. The reason for molten mode being easier than normal mode, despite how it's put in the selection screen, is due to normal mode being shorter than molten and fallen mode, and sending harder enemies out when you aren't prepared enough. So for simplicity's sake, I'm going to choose molten mode because it's the most easiest, and fallen mode is the hardest mode in this little area outside of the challenges that I mentioned before. Excluding normal mode, games are set up in waves of 40, each wave obviously increasing the difficulty. Oh yeah, and if you join the game you get an extra 100 bonus cash, which I highly recommend if you're actually going to get into this game, because that extra 100 cash goes really far. Upon either killing all the zombies or skipping the wave. The wave will end with a 5-second intermission, and another one will begin. We need to, you know, do a little bit. The tower I'm using right now, the Cowboy, is unlocked by beating the Badlands 2. It has the special gimmick of after 6 shots, it will do a pistol whip and reward you with some extra cash, making it an extremely viable tower for, you know, getting more expensive ones. I'm using the golden skin of the tower, which, let me explain the golden skins. Golden skins are not simply just a cosmetic change for your tower, as they net unique benefits upon each tower. And the benefits are not the same throughout the different towers, as some could just be a slight range increase, and the others can be damage increase, and with this Cowboy tower, it makes them grant more money. Golden towers are not no easy thing to get either, as you must acquire 50,000 coins to be able to purchase one, or more if one appears in the daily shop as a skin. Also, during certain ways, when a new enemy shows up, the commander will appear at the bottom of your screen to give you advice on how you should deal with certain enemies, and also just give you a basic rundown of how said enemy works. Though most of the community has gone to ignoring the commander, because most of the time his advice isn't really helpful, and whatever you're doing right now is more than likely probably going to help you out better than whatever the hell he just said. If you haven't already guessed already, the game's kind of, you know, quiet when it's only you. I've been playing with a special someone on this game recently, and it's been kind of weird playing solo games. Upon wave 10 in any game, not normal mode, the boss will be sent out. It's not too hard, it's just a more beefier enemy that moves slightly slower than average units. Typical game modes, you should be able to deal with this guy just fine. A brief history about this game: it was released June 15th of 2019 as a school project for the creator Below Natural's teacher that he was taking for at the time. The game at that time, and even still today, is inspired heavily off of an older Roblox game released in 2013 by Planet Earth, Tower Battles. In fact, in early versions of this game, some towers and bosses either heavily looked like or straight up were just copied from that game. Also, at Wave 13, you were introduced to hidden enemies, and without the right upgrades, your towers will not be able to shoot them. A unique exception to that are towers like the military base, which spawn units out of your base, which go along the path and usually serve a purpose as to collide in with zombies, much like they will try to do with your base. Some towers do not directly benefit you by killing zombies, but they benefit other towers by giving them certain stat boosts. For instance, the commander gives your towers a stat increase of fire rate. This increase upgrades the more you upgrade the commander himself. Upon reaching level 2, the commander will gain an ability known as Call to Arms. Upon using it, the commander will temporarily grant all towers within his range an extreme boost in fire rate. Another tower that doesn't directly benefit you but provides great stats for your towers is the DJ, allowing for range boosts, and upon getting the required upgrades will also give out discount buffs, which the discount buff does not directly affect the cost of towers in your loadout. It will only affect towers within the DJ's range's upgrade. As you saw at the beginning, the tower for the first upgrade for the Cowboy was originally 200, but now in the range of the DJ, I'm an idiot. As you saw at the beginning of this video, the first upgrade for the Cowboy was 250. Because of the DJ, it's 225. It's not really that big of a boost at first, but trust me, upon higher levels, he will grant you better boosts. Look at this sick Golden Cowboy gameplay. Ooh. At Wave 22 of both Molten and Fallen mode, a stronger but slower boss will enter your arena. This is the first enemy you'll encounter in the game with 1,000 health or more. Also, check it out, 2 guns. Not to mention this guy. At Wave 19, you'll be introduced to the Necromancer, and in Fallen mode, there's a harder version of him. Necromancer is basically just a boss that summons in enemies as it travels along. It has slightly more health than normal bosses, but by the time you take him on, you should be able to already have countered 2 bosses by that point.
The Doctor of Poop, that's who I am!
At Wave 24, you'll be introduced to a hidden boss, a fast and tankier boss than most normal bosses that can only be found out with hidden detection, but as you can see, doesn't stand much of a chance. At Wave 26, faster units will be entered that are faster than normal speedy units. In normal mode they are bolts, in Molten mode they are shocks, and in Fallout mode they will be glitches. Some more interesting trivia about the game: if another wave started before you A, either skipped it, or B, completed the wave normally, you would not be given an extra end of the wave bonus, which a bunch of players did share their distress with such a feature, so in a very, very early update in the game's lifespan, it was fixed. Well, not fixed, I guess, you know, changed, but whatever. Upon wave 30, you'll be introduced to the Speedy Boss, a boss that is faster than the hidden boss, but slower than Shocks. It also has more health than the slow bosses. I believe I'm gonna have to activate Club Arms. Okay, it may have been a little overkill, but oh well. Ooh, bass DJ music. Yeah, see, now he won't get past. Kind of freaked out a little there. Oh yeah, this little wrench icon in the corner is known as enemies beta, and it's making all of these enemies look like, you know, this, where they have a weird mix of R6 and R15. That replaces mystery units, which are zombies that upon death will turn into a random zombie, depending on what wave you're on. With enemies beta turns on, it turns them into breakers, which are enemies that split into more weaker enemies upon death. Some units, such as Ranger here, can only be placed on cliffs, as you can see. And he's also very expensive. Some enemies in the game, but most of them only appear in hardcore mode, can only be hit by cliff units. There is some exception to that, though. No! Oh yeah, at wave 35, a bunch of mysteries sent At wave 36, the mystery summoner will be sent out, a boss with 3600 health, which will summon mysteries upon, you know, given enough time. But of course in this game they're gonna be breakers, but oh well. Yay, my rangers are in sync. Wave 40 is the final wave of Fallen and Molten mode. Upon it, after every other enemy has spawned in, the final boss of that mode will spawn in. In Molten mode, it will obviously be the Molten Boss, which eternally is, for whatever reason, referenced as the Molten Titan. But bosses usually have a set number of abilities, one being a summon ability, which summons in a random assortment of units relating to the boss, one or two abilities that stun, rendering your towers unable to fire. Like you just saw. And he's... Upon winning Molten mode, you'll receive 500 coins. Upon winning Fallen mode, you'll receive 750 coins, and I don't care to remember how much normal mode gives you, because the game sucks garbage. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed my little marketing campaign about this game, and yeah, that's about it. Hopefully more content, interesting, longer, bigger, uncut.